Like I said, this is, I call it box turn because it used to come, I think it was 112 plates in a box is how it would sell. And what they would do is lock and solder it together and make rolls. And you can tell a really old standing seam roof or a really old roof by, if you see all these individual plates. This is 28-inch by 20-inch plates. So this is going to create a 17-inch wide panel. And that's what I'm doing on the house here. It's a 17-inch wide panel. So the coil width is exactly the same coil width as what I'm using. And then this coating here is a lead tin coating. It's 75% lead, 25% tin. They always came with these embossments. This is done in the old method, a 40-pound coating. That means 40 pounds per box of 112 of these plates. That's a pretty thick coating. It's a high-quality roofing material here. You can get down to a 30 or 20-pound. It says copper bearing and Taylor quality IC. So that's the gauge. I think IC's 20 or 30 gauge or 29 gauge, and then you got an IX, which I think is a 28 gauge, the thicker. So this is actually a thinner material than what we're using today. And today's standards are 26 and 24, and some people look at 26 as on the thin side, so it's really not.
What kind of lifespan would you get out of a material like this?
Well, there's still roofs today that, you know, like I said, they started making they were able to, the reason why they're so small is the dipping process to coat them. And then they came out with the technology in 1930, I think 35, they started doing 8-foots for a short period of time, and then they were able to do like 50-foot runs. They were able to coat, or full coils like they do today. So that technology came right before World War II. So that goes to show you how old this particular coil is. It's never been used. They would take a pair of pin tongs and they would, you know, bend up their edges, and then they would fit it up on the roof. This is the lead tin coating. This is the side, the upside. This is a iron oxide paint that they would paint on, mop on, dip, or what have you, on the backside, just to fight like underside corrosion from condensation, because they found out these things would rust out from the underside. So that's what that's all about. That's why you see the runs on it, but they weren't concerned about it because really they wanted you to paint this immediately. The coating would certainly protect it before it was painted. I don't know how long. I don't think you'd want to let it sit out a year. So it would wind up getting painted eventually. And the real popular colors would be this red, which today they call colonial red in the pre-finished materials, like the low sheen lines. You know, greens, black, silver paint too. So it would look like this finish, which is what I'm replicating. I think that got more popular in the mid 20th century, you know, with these silver coatings. But I think prior to that, it was more colors, pigments.